This show is an opinion-based show. The opinions expressed here are of the person who expressed them and not a reflection of how League Gaming or its staff speaks or thinks. This show is for mature audience.
You know what? Fuck that. You guys get so butthurt about this show and our opinions. I don't even know why I bother putting a disclaimer. You pulled the mercy card once, just contact him when you get butthurt, cause it's coming.
You still here? The other mic was never working.
Ow.
That's what happens when the one twin tries to eat the other.
Burying them in KFC and Cheetos.
Throwing them on the floor? Hi!
That's entertainment, but nobody wants to see your balls.
Mute my mic first. Welcome to the LG Doghouse Live Edition, Season 11, the final season. We're finally doing this. Finally. After so much tell me, hold on. You guys, first of all, I'm Sir Mike Knight. With me, Waxy Bono.
It's your boy, Waximus Prime.
Roland J.
Woo!
And we got Pastor Gaines going to Taco Bell up top. So we are truly
he's
live.
Not ready.
Like,
yeah,
truly
he's not
live.
ready, but he'll be with us in a second.
Tell me you guys can hear everyone else. Tell me you guys can hear everyone else,
you got in your mouth right now?
Huh?
How many dips you got in your mouth right now?
I quit, man.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like,
man.
I just vape now, bro.
Like, I really wish you guys would have given me like fucking 10 minutes.
Nope.
Like, you
I told you. I told you 10 o'clock, dude. A lifetime is a lifetime is a lifetime. You know this.
It's sick.
Nope.
Yep. What do you guys think of the Kansas City Mavericks? All right, no. We will field questions at the end. You guys know how this works. When we go live, we do mail time at the end. You watch the whole show. We have a lot of drama going down before we get into the drama. I'm super excited. Can you guys tell how excited I am?
I haven't seen Mike this pumped since season 28.
I know. No.
Right?
Okay, look.
Or his last
The Doghouse in the last couple seasons, there has not been much drama, dude. There hasn't.
Pastor's getting honked at right now.
So the fact that there is some drama for me to talk about, finally, this is what the Doghouse was created for, because the LG was full of so much drama. There's so much going on. No questions, Jive Turkey, till the end. Okay. Whew. So let's jump right into it, because we got a lot to cover, and this is probably going to take a couple hours. So sit tight, guys. Doghouse first episode of the season. Hey, you can go whenever the hell you want, Pastor. This is not your show. This is not LG Insider.
10 fucking minutes, but you want me to be on this for 2 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, but I hope you brought your car charger.
This looks like the start of a police video right here.
Yeah, he's about to get pulled over. Can I get 2 chalupas?
Yeah, Sharp Show, I got you, bud.
Anyway, whew. Can you add the manager's chat so we? Oh no, Mikey's gonna start crying. Here we go. So let's talk about it. McDonald just put out an inactivity update, the way that he wants things to run, and you are so sideways.
Hey, yo, guys.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4", Taco Bell.
Okay, so McDonald's put out an inactivity update. The way that he wants inactivities to be shown is he wants them to be scheduled for 3 games. If they miss the 3 games, then you can put in for inactivity. Now, here's my issue with that. And this is the only one that's, like, almost completely drama-free. Here's my... Old lady, hurry up! Get across that street! Hey,
That's great. But before you go on, can you please elaborate that this is only for roster players that are traded?
Correct. This is only for roster players that are traded. Okay, but he doesn't cover TCs at all. Now, here's my issue with this, is that in order to file for compensation, You need to file for compensation within a week of that trade. Doesn't leave you a lot of time to figure out if that person's active. Then he misses.
What, are you going to put him in the first 3 games?
You put him in the first 3 games? Like, availability doesn't work that way.
The week is 4 days long. It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you can't get your shit together in 3 days, you deserve not to get compensation. You have 72 hours. Come on, man.
Taco Bell.
He didn't show up. He didn't talk to you. Keep it moving.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but in my opinion, I like the idea of it, and I understand where he's coming from, and it absolutely should stay that way. The inactivity part. However, compensation, in my opinion, needs to be raised by at least another week. All right? Now, that's more for TCs, in my opinion. It would be harder. It's harder to figure out if your TCs are active or inactive. They're TC. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't always talk about them. Drive Turkey, LG Insider Vet here. Yeah. We've got to
no, it seems to me like you're kind of holding on to the old ways that things were done. Here's my thing. We are in this shit every day. Like, if you run an LG team or you are an AGM or a GM, you're usually in here 5 times a week. Checking something, doing something, playing games. If you can't get your shit together or get your house in order, why should we waste our time? If you didn't do what you needed to do and filed, or figured out if he was, active before you even traded for him. Let's not get into that. But
you're not allowed to figure out if he's active before you traded for him. Are you kidding me?
You
cannot know.
Have resources. So you screenshot a guy telling you he's 7 for 9. He can't play Tuesday night because he has Bible study. He doesn't show up for those other games. Boom! You have your proof.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're talking about trading. Yeah. You're talking about vetting him before you trade for him. You cannot go to somebody else's TC and say, "Hey, bud, I'm about to trade for you. Can you tell me what your availability is? Are you active?" You can't do that.
I didn't say tamper with the players.
You just said you have to make sure.
I said talk to the owners. I said do your.
Yeah, because the owners never lie. The owners never lie to you to just get a trade through, right?
I ask for permission and I get permission. You want to talk to somebody? Talk to them. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but not everybody's like you, Roland. And you know that.
No, they're not. They're not at all. There's a bunch of douchebags in this fucking league, man. It's crazy.
There sure are. Now, my question is, who is louder and more babyish right now, Mikey Sr. or Mikey Jr.?
Get out of here.
It's Mikey.
Me for sure.
Anyway, Oscar, you okay, buddy?
You got to admit it's nice that we can automatically get this done. It's kind of a streamlined process. It looks like the Bogs were in on it. It looks like all of them agreed that this looks great. I haven't had a chance to look at it personally, but I've looked at some of the reviews from people.
Like I said, I agree. I agree with the inactivity post that he made. I agree with that part. I think that the compensation rule that is already in place needs to be extended by 1 more week. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I hear you.
So in other words, yeah, and I think that should only be available for TC trades, not roster trades. Roster trades needs to be done right away. Whereas TC trades,
you don't really get a whole 72 hours.
And the reason I'm saying this, it's not necessarily because you can't figure out if this guy's active. TCs aren't always on the site, right? TCs aren't always going to be looking at the group, at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I send everybody Xbox messages. We all play an Xbox, right? You would hope that they would jump on NHL.
They would see their Xbox 1 time during the week.
Right. So I like to give TCs the benefit of the doubt, because if I'm on TC and I've got something going on, like, hey, shoot, my wife's sick, my kids are sick, what have you, dude, I'm going to give TCs the benefit of the doubt there. Whereas roster players, you better be available. TC players, I'm on TC, it's alright, I can take care of my kids, I'll be fine, I won't have an LG game, I'll come and check with the owner later to see, later in the week to see if he needs me for TCs or something. Whatever.
No.
I think it needs to be extended just for TCs.
You should be fighting for your life. You are trying to earn a roster spot. You should be annoyingly active. Okay?
But then you also have these other owners. Hold on. You also have other owners who don't even pay attention to their TC at all. They will not even talk to people in their TC. Whereas you have no idea. This guy could have been trying to message his owner for 3 weeks. Hey, come see me on a weekend. Let's go get into drop-ins. And that owner just ignores the fuck out of that motherfucker. At some point, when is the TC going to give up? And just be like, fuck it. I'll just wait until next season then. Screw it.
Then take the ban and move on.
Fuck that. You can't really take the ban, man. Just sit there and say fuck it. That's basically what it comes down to. I mean,
and that's the thing. Like, if you're a TC and you get randomly assigned and you don't respond, you only get the 1 season ban. You're not taking it to, like, you refuse to play or something.
Right.
Well,
and it's an appealable ban. So I signed up and my fucking mom's cat got run over and
it was a crazy week, man. I had to handle my dog's estate.
Yeah. Why is he crying? Mikey, please stop. Please?
What are you talking about?
I feel some sweet chin music coming on. I can feel it.
Get in here,
it's
be quiet.
Close, man.
Anyway.
Stand up and kick
I need to get him to shut up. Here we go.
Roland is about to RKO your kid.
Zadina, I'm going to say it again for those who weren't here. We are taking questions at the end of the show, please. Anyway, let's move on. Roland. You and Jet had a love child.
Wait, did you? This is like legit live right now.
We're legit. We're no shit live, dude. Like,
yeah, we know you got mild sauce. We know you got mild sauce.
I thought you guys were just talking about such a fucking radio show with someone in a car.
LG Doghouse. Hello.
Come on now, who gives a shit? Anyway,
man,
so
if you didn't live halfway across the world.
So before I was rudely interrupted by Pastor. Okay? Before I was rudely interrupted, Roland, you and Jet had a love child. Alright? It goes by the name of PVM.
That's right.
Where they at, though?
Prolific.
And they're all, you know what? They're all over the forums. I mean, every time you look, you see a write-up, PVM. Go back and look, man. There's a bunch. We have about 14. We have about 14 people working.
Wingles. You've got the CK Wales fan quote book, which is my favorite piece, by the way. You have a couple Swifty pieces here or there, and then what? You guys had
you got one badass nightly news, but that's
right. Okay, so look,
you have one nightly news that needs a lot of work around the edges.
No, absolutely, yeah.
The way we're going to work this out here is, we're slowly building in to where we want to be. I'm currently working on the commentary team, a bunch of sets of commentary teams, and it's just been the last couple weeks, just been relaxing into my season, getting this slowly progressed a little. And
hey, PVMers, because I know you guys are watching. All right? Y'all are dropping the ball.
My biggest question. Yeah, my biggest question. Where the fuck is Jet? Where is Jet? This is a Jet and Roland thing.
Jet is actually working a lot of stuff there. I mean,
Jet is by far the hardest motherfucker to get in touch with ever.
No, you know what? He's not, man. I get a hold of him all the time. Matter of fact, I just saw my phone light up, and I bet that's him right now.
Did you guys see the Saucerman post earlier today?
Yep.
Their lament of quality content.
And Saucerman's in PVM.
Yeah, I worked from 2 a.m. until 7 p.m. today. So, I'm tired.
All right, you eat those tacos, bud. You should have gone with the Diablo sauce. Let's see.
Hey, did you get me a Crunchwrap Supreme? It's good to go.
No.
Anyway,
it's like I said, it's a slow moving process for us right now. Jet and I both.
It shouldn't be. You have 14 motherfuckers on that payroll, because you're not paying. Okay.
I got them on the roster.
On the roster. Yeah. You're adding more and more each day. I'm in there now. I can see them all coming in. Where are their content? And at what point do you say, hey, what are you producing? Why hasn't it come out? Get to the gone.
Well, Jet and I go over that stuff, and then we have Wizza in there as well, and he's kind of like the third or the first go-to guy besides us. But like I told him, man, right now we're getting in there slowly. We'll fix it. Jet and I both are not going to be owning next season, and we're going to be focusing a lot more on it.
I get where you're coming from. However, all right, and you know what? Take this to heart if you want to. You need to at the very beginning of this, because this needs to get off the ground with a quickness. It needs to get kick-started. You guys need to start micromanaging. I know that's normally not something you want from a manager, but with this, you need to micromanage it. We, as the CHL, should be the top of media. We always have been. We are not anymore. We're
I would love to see for PVM to take the unofficial baton from Doghouse and be able to run with it. But it needs constant content. We haven't had a Davos, commentary game. We haven't had a Thursday night throwdown. We've had.
I know that sounds terrible, considering this is week 4, 5.
We got something done, okay?
And we're just now coming out with the first Doghouse. However, this is a bit different. We're established. The Doghouse is already established. We can miss shows and still I'm sitting here looking at.
Is Doghouse dead? Every day in the chat in the shout box.
You're not at that point yet. PVM is not at that point yet. They can't go into a silence like the Doghouse has done for the past couple seasons and still maintain the fans. You need to continually, constantly pump shit out. You and Jet need to get on this shit. You guys need to get on your writers. You guys need to get on your media team. You guys need to get on me because
like I said, man.
You're trash, Mike, and you're the worst.
Don't worry. Jet and I have got a good plan, so.
But you need to start executing it. Look, I get it. Plans are great. I've had so many plans for so many different Doghouse episodes, so many little skits inside but until you put boots on the ground and start actually producing it, it's just a plan, and it'll die there.
Yes, got it.
Just remember, like I said, man, we're starting out slow. Myself, just on it. But then again, I also want to finish out this season. I
offered to give up the Doghouse to PVM, and Jet said he doesn't want to go that route. And I get that. That works on so many levels. But if you're not producing anywhere else, you need to take something like the Doghouse and something that already has a fan base. I keep pointing over here because that's where the chat box is. I'm looking at a string of names right now. Okay? And that's what the Doghouse produces. That is what the Doghouse has come to build. Now,
absolutely,
you as PVM, you have not built that yet.
No,
and you guys plan on going to AHL, to NHL, to taking over FIFA, to Madden, to
everything.
Freaking Rory McIlroy. Everything.
Like I said, Mike. You've known me for a long time, and you know that I'm one of the people in the world when it comes down to stuff like this. I'm very successful in the stuff that I do in my personal life, and the reason why I said this is my last season owning is because next season, probably when we get knocked out, because I'm a first round knockout always. But that's right. Whenever we get knocked out,
didn't last season he make it to the 3rd round or something? Was it last season or the season before?
I don't know. Season before I did.
There you go.
I made it to the 2nd round. I haven't been past the 2nd round since the first season I ever played, which is a long time ago.
It's all right.
But still, like I said,
it's all right. Last season was the first season that I was management that I got first rounded. So
yeah.
There's that.
Well, I'm ready for this, to go the right route. And for me, I'm just kind of sit back and watching the chat and just listening to these guys. I'm reading their material. And then you kind of, you go from there and you figure out what's going to actually work, what's going to go here. And myself with the whole commentary thing, I want to build a team, but I'm not ready to just go punch right in and get into something where we have a bunch of confusion. I kind of want to work with some guys first and then go from there. But like I said,
I've got suggestions for the commentary aspect. We'll talk about it afterwards. But
absolutely. My last season, and I really want to focus a lot on that and have PVM going at the same time. But once I'm done, you'll see a whole different side of Raw in there. I don't plan on doing much when it actually comes down to playing, and just strictly media through all branches. So
I do have one very, very serious question. How the fuck did you get so sexy, and when did you first realize that you were so sexy?
Yesterday. I ran into a piece of equipment.
Yesterday.
The mirror.
I've been telling these guys it's been known since 1989. That's when he figured it out.
I'll be 40 here in just like a month, 2 months, man. Holy fuck.
Anyway, let's move on. Now, before we get into like some really juicy shit, let's talk about what Waxy wants to talk about.
What do I want to talk about? What could I possibly
Big Swag
want to talk
in the
about?
undefeated line.
Let's back up. First of all, I can give a fuck less about big piece of shit and his bullshit. My biggest beef is with Zeno and Spartan actively campaigning to take a forfeit against us. Now, I didn't know that at the time, and I just kind of called him out and said, hey, as the commissioner, you're setting a bad precedent for not trying to get all games played. We had 12 guys in a DR at 9:41. Okay, we were late. I took the box thing. They made the right decision.
Baby, bring me my hammer.
What, are they going to beat the shit out of me for talking shit on Zeno? Oh, boy.
This guy right here is about to get the hammer. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, is that the band hammer you're bringing on over?
Oh, man, buddy.
Now, I didn't have that big a deal with it. I talked to Zeno. I talked to him publicly, and I said some things, too. I felt that you should have tried to have played the game. I can't stress enough that I think it's a bad precedent for the commissioner of the league to not give a gentleman's agreement. Now, I know the gentleman's agreement, both sides have to agree.
What's the time limit, though? What time did you start? What time were you going to start?
We searched at 9:41. They took the forfeit because Smurf wasn't in the party. No, Smurf wasn't in the party, but you know where he was? He was in the dressing room while we were searching because he uses a PlayStation controller converter, and he can't join the party until the game has started. He's never in the party. Everyone can watch our old streams and see that, but it is what it is. I'm not mad at the... Yes, he has it. Swag and I were in constant contact the entire time. It's not like, I hit him up at 9:31 and said, hey, I need time. And at 9:40, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're not going to give me until 9:46. No, I let him know. Smurf is doing
the gentleman's agreement was 15 minutes.
It is until 9:46.
What he's saying is they did not accept the gentleman's agreement.
No.
Oh my God!
Which is their prerogative.
Damn you rules! Damn you rules! That's the stupidest fucking rule ever, man. Let's just go ahead and call that the "I'm a douchebag" rule.
I mean, we showed up. We showed up late. Period.
Let me. I've said my piece on that thread, but I'm going to say it again. All right. Look. Do I agree that they should have played the game? Yes. However, do I agree that you guys needed to bitch so hard about them following a freaking rule? No.
China bitched.
I don't... You all bitched in there. Every
I
single
got
one
all
of
my
your
points
fucking team
I got all my points
started doing
They
it.
could be 100% wrong.
Team went in there and started...
Yeah, because he could be 100% wrong. And he plays for me, and I will back him up no matter what.
Doesn't matter.
He is my player.
You all bitched.
We sure fucking did.
Yes.
I love China. China's one of my good buddies, man. But going into the forum,
I agree it was a dick move. I agree that it was a dick move. But it was a dick move. but it's well
can't
within the rules,
play
and
with
there's
me
no,
for a long
literally
time.
all you're doing is trying to sway the court of public opinion in your favor, hoping that maybe something will happen. It's not
Why
going to happen.
the fuck would I not want to sway the court of public opinion in my
And what's
favor?
going to happen? What is that going to do for you, Waxy? What does that do?
It'll make me feel better, number one. And that's the
Does
most
it?
important thing,
Does it?
okay? Second of all, it points out that fucking even Boggs and fucking people that run this league hide behind rules instead of playing games. There was a rule in place that we could have played under. There was a precedent set that we could have played under. But we've got people running the league that would rather take a forfeit.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. If I ran up against the undefeated line this far in the season, you bitches didn't show, I'm dropping that FF on you straight up.
Absolutely, and I would come just as hard.
Just because I'm gonna say, well, we beat the undefeated line, so
it sure did. But here's the thing. Now, I do not begrudge Wizza, Flyers, the guys who had to make the rulings, because I have Dauntless on my team. They had Spartan and Xeno. I don't begrudge those guys. And even when it went down, I did it. But as time progressed and people in their locker room started talking to people in my locker room, and we found out that they were talking about taking the forfeit immediately, means that they never wanted to play. And yes, my guys didn't show up, but having that level of bitchness...
If I were bitch,
it's a level of bitchness.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
nope.
Let's move on. So, did you guys know that I cannot get
an erection?
I have a blue pill for that. I actually really do. Yeah.
I take the red one.
But anyway, so did you guys know that I can't even figure out a basic audio issue, like you guys' audio not showing up, but I can DDoS a single person?
You're DDoSing me right now.
Yeah,
I know. I keep getting flash.
For those of you guys who are not privy to manager chat, the other night we played. Dude, I cannot even remember what team we were playing. Was it Sault Ste. Marie?
Not that side. This way. This way.
No.
Hamilton?
No, it was freaking Ice Show or whatever his name's freaking
Stipe Show. Oh yeah.
Team.
Sudbury.
Sudbury.
I mean,
Windsor.
Windsor.
Oh my God!
Windsor Spitfire.
I'm sorry.
First of all,
anyway,
the Sault Ste. Marie is my boy Murfinator 3000. Put some spec on his name. He's like 0-8 this year.
Yeah, but
come on, boy.
But he's a good dude. Come on. Anyway, so their center and one other dude lag out in the first. Okay, cool. We restart. They take 2 penalties. We go on. Or we're about to go on. And I get a message from his AGM. Dude, watch your shit. And I was like, what? What?
Did you get a threat?
Yes. He goes, watch your shit.
Hey, watch out.
That was a personal attack. What? It was a personal... He said I was DDoSing his center. So we get back in, right? Lags out. The dude lags out. It's almost right after the puck drop. The dude lagged out. And I'm like, he's going to think I did it again. Like, I'm telling my entire team. He's going to think I freaking kicked him again. So we get out. We restart, dude. He's still talking. He starts talking to me again. And I'm like, dude, if you keep doing this, I'm going to get really pissed off. Because I don't cheat. Anyway, you guys know me, all right? I will talk all the shit in the world. I will overvalue my players.
At the game? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I know, sir, my guy.
I will overvalue all my players. I will be a dick. But I do not cheat. I pride myself on not cheating ever for any reason. It's a video game. I'm going to try to have fun playing.
So you pride yourself on being total trash at the game, but honestly, you are trash.
Yes. Anyway.
Love you.
So,
you know what?
We get back in. Hold on. We get back in. The dude lasts the entire third period. However, it's a tie game. He lags out in between periods.
Wait, I heard about this from somebody. You guys were up 4-2, right?
Yeah, we were up 4-2. They tied it up. Yeah.
Dude, as much shit as I talk in the manager's chat and as much time as I spend in there instead of fucking doing my claims and doing my job, I totally miss this. Like, this is news to me.
Yeah.
This is great.
So, the dude continued. Like, just continued. And then, on top of that, he refused to take a penalty in the overtime period because it happened before the puck drop.
What?
That's what he said. Because it happened before the puck drop. I said, that's for if it happens before the puck drops in the first period.
That's hilarious.
Not in between periods.
No, you take one in between periods.
Who said that?
What's his name, dude? I can't look at it because we're on Discord right now. It's the
Alright,
AGM.
so you're talking about Windsor, right?
Windsor. Yes.
Okay, roster.
It's their goalie.
That's hilarious.
No, it wasn't Sault Ste. Marie. It was Windsor Spitfire.
Windsor Spitfire.
Yeah, something like that. Fire fans.
That new.
Yep.
You trash, mate.
So I was done with it, dude. At this point, I was done with it, and I went to the court of public opinion.
Oh, Mike goes to the court of public opinion and fuck wax. Okay, here we go.
I went right into the manager's chat. I said, and I said, this guy thinks that he doesn't have to take an OT. Somebody explain to him the rules because he doesn't believe me. On top of that, he thinks I'm DDoSing him. Like, I freaking went off. And he's like, well, if you're gonna put it in here, then we're gonna freaking investigate the DDoS. And I said, I hope you fucking do. Because I don't fucking DDoS people. Like, investigate all you fucking want.
Wait, can you Google DDoS?
Dude, speaking of which, I'm really mad that Pastor isn't here because Pastor, after I went off and did my thing and started fucking talking shit.
That is not a rule. Everybody thinks that's a rule. If you lag out twice, that is not a rule. Not a rule. Everybody thinks it's a rule. It is not a rule. And Snipe Show, the entire time, Snipe Show is talking to me, apologizing for his AGM. And I'm going between both of them. Now Snipe Show, he's like, we're looking for a replacement right now. I said, dude, you don't have to replace him. Like, that's not a rule. So I'm explaining to Snipe Show, that's not a rule. You don't have to replace him. If you can't find a replacement, don't take the forfeit. Get him back in here in his shitty connection. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like taking forfeits at all. Like, I hate it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
It's like kissing your stepsister. You know, like...
Hear that, Spartan? Following the rules is like kissing your stepsister.
No, taking a forfeit is like...
They're not blood related.
I mean, it's fair game, right? If the Umbrella Academy can do it, why can't Spartan? Alright, I'm done. Before I really get the band hammer here. Jesus Christ.
That's a great series, though, by the way.
So, yeah.
Holler.
So, apparently I have the ability to DDoS. Yeah.
Well, you're a fucking nerd. I believe it. Like, I believe you have the capabilities to do it. Absolutely.
I do. I don't know where to start. I'm not even going to lie to you, dude. I don't even know where to start.
The computer is where you start the DDoS.
I'm sure, but like I've never looked into it because that's never been a thing that I wanted to do. Like, it's just never, like, what? I don't know. I've never understood where you get the satisfaction of winning because you cheat. Like, I just don't get it. Like, where is the satisfaction in that?
You know, why call DDoS? Why don't you just say lag switch?
Yeah. Mike, say it louder for your wife. You would never cheat.
Who, me?
No, I said, Mike, say it louder for your wife. I would never cheat.
My wife's got a great set of tits. I love them.
We're on Twitch, man. We don't need to get LG Doghouse banned from Twitch now, Roland. Now, if we were just on Discord and just having a friendly discussion, I would ask to see.
This is why I'm sitting against the wall, so she can't come walking behind me. I'm just waiting on her to come out and come lean down and give me a kiss on the cheek. And just
If you guys ever see Roland's screen go black, there are definitely some fine ass out in public.
That's right, buddy.
All right, so now before we get to the really, really juicy story, and I'm just going to keep leading into this, let's talk about Waxy's thread, difficult owners to deal with. Now,
difficult owners to deal with. Now, let me clear some things up. I specifically asked for 3 things.
I got him.
Positive interactions, almost trades that fell apart that could be juicy, and who was difficult to deal with. What I really wanted was to see who's a tough negotiator, who's somebody that stands by his principles, and he'll talk to you but won't bend on what he wants. And all I got was LG Toxic. This fucking piece of shit doesn't do anything, including Sir Mike Knight, who offers table scraps for this, and I need this 20-win guy, and then, he trades Corey Koshiomi later for nothing. And, I wanted some of that. I wanted like 5 or 10 posts like that. I got about 30.
So here's another thread that I went off on. Now, and here's why. Look, call me a difficult person to trade with. I will agree with you 100%. There was actually somebody in there who brought my name up first before Boogie Hedgehog did. And I liked his post. No, I'm absolutely a difficult owner to trade with. I make no... I am.
Make no bones about it.
No bones about it. Now,
but
you're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna bully me into trading you the guy that you want for things you're okay with getting rid of. It might be a decent, in your eyes, it might be a great trade, but just because they're great players doesn't mean that they're the pieces I need for my team.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's
absolutely.
I have to look at my team as a whole, not individual players. So if I'm looking at my team and I go and you offer me 2 left wingers and I've already got 4 left wingers, I've got 5 actually. I've got 5 left wingers on my phone on my team.
On your phone?
On
Trade
my
me
phone.
Undershot.
Yeah.
No, I'll take it. I'll free up your left wing situation. No problem.
I've got 5 left wingers right now. 2 of them are playing right wing. So you see what I'm saying? But if you're going to offer me 2 more left wings, how does that help me at all? You see what I'm saying? That doesn't help me at all. So just because they're great players doesn't mean that they're going to fit on my team. Where am I going to put them?
Absolutely.
All right, Mike. Only.
So I went out and I traded Corey.
You were difficult.
No, I don't care about being called difficult. This is what I'm talking about. He's talking about me not making the trade he wanted me to make. Trying to bully me. He tried to bully me into a trade by calling my team shit. After week 1, your team is shit. Essentially, yes, he did not use those exact words, and that's what he's tiptoeing around. Okay, he didn't use those exact words.
But in so many words, he called my team.
He literally said, you did not have a good week. You didn't have a great season last season. Give Corey a chance to actually win something. That's what he said.
Ouch.
So, in other words, your team's shit. Give me the guy I want because you should.
That's
and that I agree with you. In that,
so
in that assessment,
call me a difficult person to deal with. Call me pig-headed. I am both of those things. I will agree with you all day. But I'm not going to be bullied into a trade. And as soon as you try to bully me into a trade, we're done. Not just for that season. I'm not talking trade with you ever again. It's just not going to happen.
Absolutely.
Like, fuck
now,
you.
I have the opposite problem. I get trade offers all the time. And the number one person that is the single most difficult and frustrating person to deal with, by far, is Murder Boy. This motherfucker shows up in my DMs with his fucking trade block. It took me 3 times over 2 seasons asking him, stay the fuck out of my DMs with your bullshit trade block before he got it through his head. So, just today, I put a very specific trade block, which, by the way, the rest of you idiots still come into my fucking DM. What do you want for this guy? Did you read my trade block or did you just see the names? Fuck! So he comes in. There we go, exactly. So he comes in and he's like, I'm interested in multiple players that you have. Can we make a deal? Okay, Murder. I am interested in player X. The rest of your team is dog shit and I want nothing to do with them. Well, what's your offer? What? You messaged me and asked me what's my offer? For the one player I want when you tell me there are multiple players you want? So, forget all that. 20 minutes later of him not saying a goddamn word, I go, okay, how about Y and Z for player X that I've already named? Do you think I got a fucking response from this idiot?
No. No. That's another thing. And I respect the owners. I respect the shit out of the owners that are going to go to you and be like, look, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. I'm fine with that.
I don't want this.
Okay. Fine. Awesome. Thank you for getting back to me. Now I can go find someone else to trade with. Instead of me sitting here going, you know, maybe. Hold on.
Maybe.
Let me,
Yep.
you know, I might be able to make this trade with you, Roland, but I got to wait for Waxy to get back to me real quick. He's kind of offering a better deal, but if he doesn't say yes, I'll go ahead and go with you. And, you know, I've actually had some owners who have said that to me, like when I was trying to trade Dimentor. Because I had like 8 defensemen on my team. Yeah, I had one guy, he's like, you know, we made a deal, and he's like, okay, but I have to wait on this to go through. If this doesn't go through, I'll go ahead and get you. And every day he's messaging me, still haven't heard back. Still haven't heard back. He's still getting
But at least he's letting you know. At least he's letting you know. Now, I've done that before. I'm like, yo, okay.
I want to give this guy props, but I can't open up my Discord right now.
Well, don't say his fucking name, you asshole.
The guy... I mean...
I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying,
don't run the bus. Just right up under there.
It's not.
I got
throwing him under the bus,
15%
it's
battery,
giving him props
boys.
for the way that
I know.
you
know, it's funny. I got 13.
So wrapping up on people that are difficult to deal with. Apparently, Sir Mike Knight, Murder Boy, he is pretty difficult to deal with. Boogie Hedgehog calls people out, and Waxy Bono is a very decent person to deal with. He has very open lines.
You missed a bunch of people there. Broomball.
Yeah.
Broomball's a fucking cancer. He's number 2 behind fucking Murder Boy.
But then you got people like Finney. You got people like Sam Evilson.
They're good guys.
Yeah.
Finney straight up told me I had a deal in place for Foggy Canuck after week 1. But he's like, look, the guy that I traded to these guys was inactive, so I have to give him something. And even me, I'm like, dude, you can fucking give him anybody. Give me the fucking player I want. But in my message, I'm like, that sucks, bro. If you don't trade him, I would like him still.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like,
right.
We gotta do it, please.
Yeah, no,
Pushy,
you're exactly right. Pushy said I got a good deal out of Broomball. Took 2 weeks. Now, Viper does most of my trading because I am difficult to deal with. Viper does most of the trades. Okay, I mean he clears everything with myself and Puck, obviously, but he had a 3.
Right, but he does the negotiation.
Right, he had a 3-team. There were 4 teams involved in this one trade. We were trading somebody to somebody else. They were going to trade them back. We were going to trade. They were going to trade somebody back. We were going to trade them to the other team. They were going to trade back, and then we were going to trade with Broomball, and Broomball was going to give these guys back. We made all the other trades. Broomball backs out.
Why would you ever include Broomball in something complicated? He is the living embodiment of the annoying kid meme.
Broomball really wanted this guy, and the person who had them didn't want anything from Broomball's team. We did want something from Broomball's team, so we were going to make that deal. Broomball backed out. So what did I do? I sat on the guy. Not moving him. I was like, he's sitting in my TC. Sat in my TC for 2 weeks. Just like Pushy Lace said. Sat in my TC for 2 weeks. And the entire time, Broomball's going into the manager's chat. Imagine sitting a 60-point player in your TC because you're mad about a trade.
He's a piece of shit. He's literally the annoying kid from Polar Express.
Yeah, fuck
the
you,
living
Broomball,
embodiment.
you dick.
But I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if he wasn't as snaky as he is. Now, Broomball got some info from Mr. Saucerman, and I lit him up in the owner's chat, but we've since mended our ways, who told him to bet up Kesley Snipes. So he goes to Vahey. He's like, Vahey, I know you want to fuck over Wax. Why don't you bet this or bid this guy up? That's an old thing, but he's just such a snake. Yeah, I know you did, but you're a piece of shit. You're like 170 bids deep. I wasn't the only one. If you specifically targeted me, I would have been upset. But you did it to everybody, so it's just a rolling thing. You really did.
I love all you guys, but fuck that.
But then he tried his hardest to get Smurf removed. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Smurf being on a free contract and think it's not good for the league. But if you think Edmonton was going to be a dog shit team without Smurf, you're fucking brain damaged. And if you think I wasn't going to get back at you after trying to remove my best player, who I've spent 12 to 16 weeks, forming a friendship with, dealing with his ego, actually getting to know the kid and feeling bad for him and seeing myself in him, like, fuck you, dude. Like, you are a literal piece of shit. Man, fuck Broomball.
He's dying.
Oh, man.
I know I'm at 18% on my phone, too. For fuck's sakes.
Get a charger, dude. What the hell?
I'm going to be at work at 2 a.m., so...
Dude, it's 2019. Buy a laptop. Jesus Christ, guys.
I got a laptop right there, and it's dead. That's what happens when you work 16, 18 hours a day.
All right, so here we go. Let's get into the juicy topic then.
Okay.
Out of the Rimouski Oceanic.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Waxy.
Here we go, lads.
Waxy.
Alright. So, this is by far the strangest thing I've ever seen. This even takes the cake. Okay, the single most disgusting thing I've ever seen involving, most of my adult life, not all of it, but most of it, and anything dealing with Xbox hockey. The only thing close to it, which is kind of a distant second at this point, was Wavy Money Team getting banned for being a pedophile in X1. So, the owner of, or was it the GM? Was it the owner or GM? I don't want to disparage the wrong person here.
I'm not sure, but I plead the fifth just in case.
Right. We don't need to get you capital banned again.
No,
Flyer said
it was the
I'm
GM
on probation.
who has posted in his Discord. Now, before I say this, everybody knows that this is not a league of grown men. That there are children in this league. There are people who are under the age of 18 that play hockey with us and play Xbox with us every single day. This person shows a video to these children of a dog licking chunky peanut butter off of his schlong.
I'm
sorry, that's not just fucked up. That's not just fucked up. It's not funny. It's not just crazy. It's not shock value. It's a fucking felony.
You goddamn right it is.
This is the type of person that I would like to take out back of my shed and beat with a baseball bat. If my son popped that video open and I saw this motherfucker, it would be on. Like, this wouldn't be okay. This wouldn't be something I just got over. Hey, he's banned from the site. He's never coming back. Da-da-da-da. It's okay. No. Fuck that. The league should be pressing charges. I know it's not a, realistic idea. But McDonald and Trish should be doing whatever they can to find out who this person is. If we can check IPs to see if somebody's fucking double tagging, we can find somebody who is showing his dick to children. Okay?
I tell you right now.
I don't mean to laugh, but the chat box right now is actually pretty hilarious.
I think the league will look into it way further because you're right. It's an absolute felony, and you wanna rid pieces of trash like this out of a site. The best way to do it is to go hard on the first one. I mean,
absolutely.
We all know that it's not the first one. God damn it! But
we know it's not the
one
first
we
one.
can see. Yeah. I mean,
But-
let me tell
but
you
here's
what,
my
man.
thing.
Hold on. Let me get in this real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you right now. If you touch women, if you fucking touch kids, if you harass senior citizens, or you fuck with animals, and you're in my vicinity, I will throttle the shit out of you in front of that person.
I'm gonna touch him. I'm gonna touch him.
Why are you touching your own kids like that, Mike?
I'm
Yo,
touch him.
get him out of here!
I unplugged my. No, I can't hear.
But ice as well, because I think your wife's forward. We'll go ahead and get that out of here too.
I'm gonna touch her.
I'm swatting you. I'm DDoSing you. I'm calling the DEA, the CIA,
Ow!
the FBI.
That went right across my nose.
You know what's fucked up is you can spank your own children, but whenever you spank somebody else's kid, everybody gets crazy.
Yeah. Now let's be clear. I'm very tough on my children.
It doesn't matter. Wait, he said somebody says the person who did it was 14 years old.
That doesn't matter. It's still a goddamn felony. That's even worse. You're a minor distributing minor porn because that's what that is.
You can be.
And
you can absolutely be charged. You can absolutely be charged with distribution of child pornography if you are a minor taking naked selfies of yourself and posting it anywhere on the internet.
And not only do you get one felony, but for every minor that was in that chat, you will get a felony bundled on top of that.
Now, I understand being young and dumb and not understanding shit.
That's not young and dumb. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy.
I'm not.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning of a fucking psychopath. In 10 years, this kid will be walking in some school somewhere with an AK, or he'll go to fucking Home Depot or Food Lion or something, and he's gonna be crazy.
It may not even be that deep. He might be the diddler uncle. You know what I mean? This person is going to ruin somebody's life.
And what's sad is somebody probably already ruined his. That's how that shit rolls.
Absolutely.
Not always though.
Not always.
There's been some crazy.
That's why I said.
You don't know him personally, so you don't know if he's an anomaly or not.
I didn't.
But I'm telling you, you can't always.
I'm not making an excuse, Roland. Before you get all pissy at me, not making an excuse for him. There is no
excuse.
It's fucking look. It's fucking sick, plain and simple. There is no excuse for anything.
100%.
Just because your daddy diddled you when you were 3 years old doesn't mean you can't change. You need to go about your own fucking life and change yourself. Because what are you going to be, a piece of shit forever? Fuck that, man. That's disgusting. And if I were the higher ups in the league,
at some point,
I would go after that.
Period.
You want to set a precedence right off the bat? There you go. There's the one you want right there. That's the easiest way to go ahead and bring the side out.
Honestly,
sexual anything, get the fuck out of here.
Right. We've had a problem with LG being labeled toxic. Okay? It is a toxic fucking playground. There's lots of blatant racism and homophobic shit and tons of that shit going on, and it's excused at the higher levels. It is excused in the NHL. It is excused at ESHL. You can call somebody a retard at the AHL level and get a 24-hour ban. Fuck you if you're going to give me a third-day mute for saying the word, but eat a dick. But down here, it's not acceptable. And I don't think it should be acceptable anywhere in the league. This type of shit needs to be handled with just righteous fury. Like, they need to come down hard, and they need to come down publicly.
Yep.
You know, you start bringing them out in the open and start dropping them left and right for that. You start setting up the platform of where you want to be. Unfortunately, LG will probably be toxic as a community for a long time because the fucking world's toxic, and 8 out of 10 people are a piece of fucking shit. And you're not going to ever be able to police. You know what I mean? Seriously, you're not going to be able to police shit.
I'm not asking to police shit. But if somebody drops a hard R in the chat box, it's not 24 hours, bro. It's get the fuck out of here. It's 2019.
I actually did some research on that, man. And, I understand saying retarded or whatever. But, in the 90s, that was like, that's the cool slang, right? Like, what's the shit now? Fleek? It's fleek?
Yep.
Back in the day when I was in high school, that shit's
I'm getting retarded. Absolutely.
Now
you just have to call it an R-bomb.
I mean, they edited...
Well, I mean, it's got to be context. I mean, how come I can't say, man, that game was retarded, yo? But then
because it's not 1994, it's 2019, Roland.
You know what? Sometimes it's all about the way it's said. That's right. The way it's said. I understand if somebody says, yo, that person is whatever. This PC shit's got to stop, though, to some extent, man. Yeah. Seriously, you guys need to take the fucking lube off your thumb and pull your finger out of your fucking ass at some point.
You know how I feel about the liberal agenda, so don't even get me started.
Man,
however, oh my Christ! All right, moving on before Mike gets fucking Captain America on us. Captain America.
That's Captain Marvel.
All right, let's move on to mail time.
Yep.
This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. And we can dip down low and roll it grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low. Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, shot. Roll those hips, drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do it right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I
Mail time.
Let's say close to 8.5.
You guys might be enjoying mail time alone with fucking
Nope.
service.
All right, there we go. It's mail time. Get your questions in. Go ahead. You were about to bring something up while the mail time video was going.
Oh yeah, Best Case brought up a really good point. The Red Deer Rebels brought a forfeit win against the Medicine Hat Tigers. I think it was week 2. Now, I'm just going off of memory, and from what I remember, they were in contact. Medicine Hat they couldn't get enough players from Red Deer to get in, so they started talking forfeit. And then Red Deer was like, no, we need some time. And they got their players, and Medicine Hat lost a player, and then they took a forfeit on them. It's kind of a disappointment because I like Mayors and I like Kato. I played a lot with them back in Season 29. But, again, if I'm going to call out Spartan and Xeno and Swag, I got to call out Mayors, dude. That's a fucking bitch move.
What's the time, though, man? What's the time?
Oh, I don't know. And, honestly, I don't
care. Was it during the esports tournament as well?
Flyers brings up a good point. Sorry.
I tell you right now, I called a forfeit against Sault Ste. Marie a couple weeks ago during that, whatever the tournament was.
Yeah,
it was 9:46 when they finally contacted me. I mean, we had already gave the gentleman's agreement. I told him at 9:45, look, that's it. I got to call it. I got guys going to play this stupid-ass fucking tournament, and I'm going to lose them. blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it was like 1 minute after they left, that's when they responded. I was like, look, I'm sorry, man. At this point,
like,
it ain't going to happen.
Now, I get that. The guys haven't talked to you. They didn't give you any communication. The reason I'm so upset is because I was in constant communication with this dude for 10 fucking minutes, bro.
When
Anyway.
has Swag ever been an easy person to get along with?
I don't fucking know. When I was on his TC and I literally had no clue who he was, and then
I was on his
fucking
management.
God, when was that? Me, Lucky, Healy, and China were part of his team when Dragon 40 King was his best fucking player. So
Anyway.
I was on.
Flyers fan-
You know what's crazy? I was on that team.
Jesus Christ. All right, Flyers fan brings up a good point. You guys keep saying, I want to go. My battery's at 6%. Then you guys want to keep freaking talking about...
well, shut the fuck up and
shit
tell
that
us your
happened.
point, Mike.
Flyers fan Fury brings up a good point. Let's all congratulate the ECHL for making the playoffs. Good job, guys.
Everybody!
Good job. Congrats.
No, the ECHL is the official league of Bernie Sanders for president.
Cannon wants us to talk about the worst trade so far. I could give two shits less. What do you guys think?
Worst trade so far?
Yep.
Lonzo Ball quitting. I mean, why?
Okay, does anybody know what happened with that? Guys, get back to
Yeah,
us.
if anybody knows what happened with Lonzo, I haven't had the time to check. Let us know in the shout box, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
All right. Any other questions for mail time?
There's too many
trade.
trades to actually talk about that.
Yeah, there's so much, and there's such bad, and there's such good trades that there's no way you can figure it out until the season's over.
Birdnals to the Everblades for nothing.
Well, that just sounds illegal.
Nah, not if that was a compensation.
All I'm getting is Lowe's is the shit. Lowe's
And
is a goat.
Lonzo is a goat.
Yeah.
Mikey, this.
Yeah. All right. Well, if nobody's gonna do anything, then let's do the Doghouse.
2%. Get him, Oh no, that's your wife. Right, getting in the middle of this.
All right.
Fight.
Who's in the Doghouse? Waxy.
Oh come on, you already know. Zeno, commissioner of the league, top dog. Putting you in the Doghouse. It's got to be a bitch move to forfeit against anybody, really. That's all I got to say.
No, Mikey, shoot that.
All right. Roland, who's in the Doghouse?
You know what? I'm going to put myself in the Doghouse because I'm so excited for how Flynn is playing, that this is the best I've had in a long time, that I'm so nervous that we're going to keep
I wish
it
this
up.
around the horn, and I could just mute him as soon as he starts talking about his own team. Mute.
Dude, you would never have,
excited, man.
have a
Come
show if I was on there. If you could just mute me every time I said something about Edmonton last year, you would have about 18 minutes worth of show, Mike.
All right. So besides putting myself in the Doghouse for finally getting my shit together and getting a Doghouse episode out, I'm gonna put Boogie Hedgehog in the Doghouse.
Personal.
It's one thing to try to bully somebody into a trade. It's another to then try to get the court of public opinion to back you because you were unsuccessful in bullying for that trade. I traded for 3 defensemen in a league that doesn't have many defensemen. I got two,
I actually
got 2 good
applauded you.
defensemen and 1 TC defenseman.
I thought you got a good haul.
because that's what we needed. Defense.
Corey Koshiomi is a great goalie. But
Amazing
you're
goalie. And a great guy.
You're an R-bomb. You're an R-bomb for putting 2.5 on a guy that plays goalie.
2.25. But go ahead.
2.5. It's fine.
2.25.
2 million. Anything more than $1 million. And this is coming from someone whose first season on the Edmonton Oil Kings, by the way, was 2.5 million. You know what kind of pressure that is? Goalies are not people. Unless you're me. Then you're the GOAT.
I have a $4 million goalie.
Well, that's your cousin or something, right? Is that one of the
No,
Roland boys?
Eden is my cousin.
Yeah, wasn't he $4 million?
$4 million. He was $4 million, but Shuda is $4 million, and he's a stud.
Bro, I'm sure he is a stud. At $4 million, absolutely.
Well, let's talk about this. All right, so the Giants have traded Mr. Malafia and East to the Hurricanes for I am Sean Avery.
They refuse to trade Sean Avery to me. They refuse.
He was going to trade Sean Avery to me. He was going to, and then he goes, you know what, I'm going to use him. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, he messages me and says, do you still want Sean Avery? And I messaged him at 6 a.m. when I woke up and said, yes, I do still want him. Oh, I'm sorry, I already traded him. Son of a bitch!
Wow. Looks like your son's getting
now Silent J says, without Corey last year, the Knights would have been in bad shape.
Oh,
now,
no,
while
absolutely.
that may be true,
without a doubt, but it's not just Corey. Without Corey and Viper.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
say Viper takes over 6 games a week for you, and you put any fucking idiot back there, right?
Yeah, he said
if you take the $2 million that you got for Corey,
he had an 88.9% save week with a 2.13 goals against average this week in 6 games.
Right. What I'm saying is Viper is a good goalie. Viper is a true number 1.
Yeah.
If you guys had traded Corey last year and upgraded your defense or scoring, could you guys have done better? I think so.
Our defense wasn't the problem last season. Our defense was the problem this season.
Defense or scoring?
Scoring was the problem last season.
Could you not have traded Corey Koshiomi for some scoring?
I did have a trade in place that I almost pulled the trigger on. Would it give me... Would it give me... No. Yep. Bye.
He's dead.
Have a good one, Waxy. Woo! But yeah, he's not out yet. Anyway, so...
He's not out yet. Nope.
So I would have had a trade last season that would have gotten me the half of the Swede line. So, half the Swede line.
Oh, God. Did you really want that?
No. That's why I didn't put
No.
it. Anyway, so it sounds like without Waxy, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. That's all the time we have for this episode of the LG Doghouse from myself, Waxy Bono, who's still frozen over there, which is pretty cool. Roland J and Pastor Gaines, who went to Taco Bell and then never got back to us. LG. Babe boy. And I didn't even have this set up. So we're just gonna talk idly until I can get the actual song set up, because I didn't get it set up. By the way, guys, if you guys ever want to know what the music is for the Doghouse, it is Brainless by a band called The Individuals. I believe the guitarist's name is The Pounce. You might recognize him as a member of LG.
That's going to be my senior citizen nickname.
The Pounce?
The Pounce. Yeah, that's pretty dope, actually.
No, dude, he posted this as a single on the site one day, dude, and I messaged him furiously. I was like, this fits so perfectly with the show. You need to let me use it. Please let me use it.
He said, yeah?
Oh, yeah. He said, absolutely.
I'm looking.
Oh, man.
Send it to me, Mike. I'm about to have to get off, man. I'm getting beckoned.
Right, Silent J? All right, man. Have a good night.
Yes, sir, man. I'll send you a message tomorrow, man, when I get off.
All right. Later.
All right, buddy.